Hey and welcome to my level 2 final challenge and my upcycled project. I started off by using a piece of wrapping paper that is usually included in packages, and I thought I'm going to turn this into a gift bag. I almost wanted to say box, but no, it's a gift bag. So I have this large piece here which I cut in half, and we're going to go into fast forward mode to speed this up a little bit. Well, first of all, it was time to, get the right shape to use this piece of paper. And since it is paper that has been, rolled and squeezed together, when you lay it flat, it's not like the sides are not equal anymore because it has been stretched and torn, and it's a little bit out of shape. So I'm trying my best to get it into a rectangle or square here, but I'm just doing fine. I tried this one time, like I did a little pilot project, and it turned out way much smaller than I anticipated, so I knew that I had to go bigger for my for the real project. I started off, like I said, by cutting it straight around the edges. I'm giving my little gift paper bag a steady edge, so I'm folding that piece over. I'd say it's about maybe 1¼ of an inch. I did not measure at all. And since this piece of paper is a little bit bigger, I just used a ruler and a craft knife to cut it down, and that was here the best option. I tried a paper trimmer, but that did not work out properly because the paper was just too big. I'm also flipping over and adhering about like half an inch on the side of the paper bag, and for again for some strength on the center of my paper bag, as you can see here. I watched a few videos on how to create paper bags, and yeah, it was a little bit of a learning curve as it was tricky. I have to admit it was tricky, but it worked out. Like, my vision definitely came to life when playing around with this paper bag and trying to get it into the shape I wanted to. So the bottom of my paper bag, gift bag, whatever you want to call it, as you can see, that's the second time I'm folding it over, because you have to make sure that the pieces that you fold in are large enough and they meet in the middle, so that you have no gap of paper at the bottom of your bag, your gift bag. So it's not straight. As you can see, I'm not measuring anything. I mean, it's also due to the fact that what I mentioned earlier, that the paper is torn and it's stretched, and you can't really get it straight. But that's what I did not intend it for this paper bag. I also flipped the top part of the paper inside out, leaving this little edge there, which I am totally in love with. I think this is so fun. And yes, it was tricky, as the paper, it's not cotton or anything. It's paper. It's a little bit stiff, and it wasn't the easiest part. Then I used a craft to flower Cape Margaret for my decorating elements. I cut them out from white cardstock, and when I did this, some of the cardstock got stuck in the dies, and I played Drop It Like It's Hot. I have the song in my mind when I just drop the die so that the cardstock falls out. The center pieces of the flowers I cut out in white cardstock and also in gold, as I didn't know which way I wanted to go, as you will see in just a little bit. So there's the gold pieces. Yeah, ready, steady. Putting my flowers down onto my sticky mat here, and I'm also putting them in order, as you know, the little keyhole pieces, which I'm going to share or show later, are numbered. I'm just adding a little bit of ink to the center of each flower, just for a little bit of dimension. You could go with any color for this flower, but I wanted to stick to my color palette. And yeah, the instructions are very easy to understand, and starting to put the first flower together, and I'm showing you here that there's 2 flowers that you can create in the set. One flower has an arrow that you go with, and you just put each flower with the arrow on top of each other, and then you have the keyhole. So you have the number and the keyhole and the number and the arrow, and you just go with that, so you know which flower piece goes together, and I just really like that. So I also inked up my centerpieces in the same color, but I did not really like that, and I didn't think the gold was a good match as well, so I just used Umber Shadow, which is the darkest color from that fresh dye ink set, and I went with that, and I thought that was a better fit, a dark centerpiece for the flowers. So putting the second flower together, looking at the instructions to make sure they are stacked in the right order, and again, the keyhole system is like the easiest way you can craft and you can create flowers like this one here. And I just love that it's so thoughtful that you have the centerpieces that then, you know, hide the keyhole, or for that second flower, that little arrow, and it's just a smart thing that Altenew has created here. So looking at my flowers here that I created, one bigger one and 2 of the smaller ones, and they're going to go onto my gift bag. And yeah, one is really eager to get on that bag. So arranging them, and here I thought, yeah, well, you know, just flatten that bag and then adhere the flowers. And I didn't think, or I forgot that when, you know, as you can see here, my gift bag is flattened, that when I, you know, put it back into place, that my flowers will be kind of like hanging off the edge. So while my flowers are drying, I cut down Love You So Much from white cardstock. No, not from white cardstock. This is from the One Go Sentiment press plate, and I cut out the 2 more layers to go with it. When I have a black sentiment, I like to use an alcohol marker, and I like to go around the edges to hide the white cardstock and make my sentiment all black. And because it's an alcohol marker, it dries and you don't have any ink on your fingers. So see, I'm, you know, putting my give back into shape, and the flowers are a little bit you know, sticking out. They're not adhered all the way to the paper bag. So I really tried to get that into place. I love my little upcycled project. I think this can be used as a, I mean, I'm going to use it as a gift bag. I can see myself putting like little candy in there, or like a little can of like something to drink, or like a small bottle of wine or something like that. I think it's really cute. It's really sturdy, and I think it's very cute. So you can see I'm putting my cards in there. They fit in perfectly, so that could be also an option. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you around.